That's it, huh? Hey, everybody, this is Steve Garfield, and welcome to Boston Media Makers. We've been meeting in a physical location in Boston for 11 years, Doyle's Cafe, and it's a meetup of people who are interested in all types of social media and media making. And we're taking the summer off and bringing it online. So this is our first attempt at using an online system for people remotely to experience Boston Media Makers. And here I'm showing you our website, which is bostonmediamakers.com, and you can see all the fun we have at our meetings. There's Bruce Jones right there. Look, you're highlighted in your book. So good morning, Bruce.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning.
And then we also have with us Bruce Garber, who is our Blab expert. I'd say you're on the controls running this thing this morning. So Bruce, why don't you welcome everybody to Blab?
Well, everybody, welcome to Blab. And what we're doing today is we've created this virtual Boston Media Makers, which gives other people from around the world who have actually visited Steve and Boston Media Makers at Doyle's Cafe in Jamaica Plain over the years from literally around the world.
There's Doyle's Cafe right there. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, from the outside. Missing that place this morning, but this is kind of a fun experiment. And
Gaskin. So each meeting we meet. The meeting is unique in that it's a meeting where every single person has the opportunity to talk at the meeting. We go around the table, right, and we give everybody 2 or 3 minutes to talk about who they are, introduce themselves. They might have a question or a prepared show and tell. So we're going to try and recreate that here, having people who have joined, give them some time to introduce themselves and tell us what they're up to. Right, Bruce?
Absolutely. And just so you know, we have Phil Campbell, who actually visited us a number of years ago in Jamaica Plain at Doyle's Cafe. He was in the house just a few moments ago. And I have a friend of mine, Candy from Tokyo, who's with us as we speak. So nice for you to join us from all those time zones worldwide. So nice to have you here.
There's somebody from New Zealand in the house, too. We have Tim O'Brien from New Zealand is here. So this is a global broadcast going on. It's kind of cool.
Nice. So how do you want to do it? And start inviting people in?
Yeah, sure. You can do that if you like.
Yeah, if anybody wants to join in, what do they do, Bruce, to join in?
So if you're in the so-called peanut gallery up at the top, you're watching us now. If you would like to come in, say hello. We're going to do a seat rotation, basically. But if you'd like to come in for a moment, say hi, share something that you're doing, or if you have a question for any one of us about broadcasting, podcasting, book writing, whatever it happens to be.
Right. I say let's start it right now.
Yeah, come on in. Somebody click the seat and join us.
Is Bruce Campbell still here?
I'm not sure if he's still in the room. He said
Phil Campbell, I mean.
There's no way to scroll back up that list, is there?
Yeah, there is. Sure.
Oh, Phil says back soon, he said. So he left for a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, he wanted to reboot some of his equipment and get it set up so we can join us properly.
Well, Bruce Jones, why don't you kick it off?
So welcome, everybody. And so my big news going to be doing is we're selling our house. And so we're going to be closing in the beginning of July. And then we're going to go on a cross-country trip visiting the Lewis and Clark Trail and national parks. So we're going to do that, take the summer off, and go visit all these things. So the plan is to do some media along the way and broadcast some of that through my local Norwood Public Access television station. I'll be doing remote spots from different spots along the Missouri River and Idaho and Montana. So it should be fun, and off to a new adventure and do some things, and then come back at the end of the summer and get another house and go from there. So that's what's going on my side. So for me, I've set up a blog where people can do it, and I put together a journal book. I do a lot of publishing, so put together a journal that people can. I'll be drawing in the journal, and then people can buy blank copies of their own journal, and so it should be fun. So I'm in the middle of cleaning, and boxes and boxes and cleaning, and so we're just waiting for the close to happen. So hopefully everything will be by July 8th. We'll be homeless and living in our Subaru as we travel across the United States. So
it's fantastic.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So Bruce, let me go next here.
Sure.
And I think this is pretty good because I'm going to share. This is kind of a show and tell of, one thing that I just did recently, technically. And let's see if I get this working. Yep. So I review tech products and companies send me products. So Comcast sent me this Nest thermostat. Do you guys have that?
Yeah, I can see it. It looks good.
Oh, but I mean in your house?
No,
not yet.
Yeah, so it's a newfangled thermostats, Wi-Fi connected and everything. So Comcast gave me one to show how they have the Nest thermostat and that automatic door lock and all kinds of things connected to their Comcast Home software. So I got the thermostat. That's what it looks like. And here's what my old thermostat looks like. I wonder if I can make this a little bigger. Let me see.
Command plus.
No, hang on. I just made the Blab bigger. Oh, there. That's good. Really good. So there's my old thermostat. And this thermostat is so old.
How old is it?
That it turned yellow. I mean, it is a classic thermostat. I really wanted to do the Nest thermostat, but my wife Carol was concerned because she didn't want to leave any of the holes. Or when I took that old thermostat off, the Nest thermostat, here's the template, and it's smaller than the existing thermostat.
Wow.
So she wasn't concerned about the technology of the Nest thermostat. She didn't want the wall to look bad. So we agreed that I was going to install it and I would fix up the wall. So once I won that battle.
So does it need electricity? Like, do you have to wire it or batteries? There's in your thermostat is one of the wires is like a live wire that powers your thermostat. So that's one of the wires that you isolate, and you take it from your old thermostat and put it in the new thermostat. So the warning is first turn off the power before you use this thing. And what they said when I went online to look more into it is you don't want to blow out the Nest thermostat when you install it. In addition to not killing yourself,
right.
You have to protect the device. So I went down to my basement to look at where to shut off the power to this thing. Bruce, this is what it looks like down there. Right?
And how did you pick which wire to go? Did you wet your finger?
Well, that was the problem, because here's my list of what connected to what, and none of the numbers say, the furnace.
Wow.
So what I did was I shut the power off to the whole house. I just went up to the top and everything went off. And that did it. So I took off the thermostat, and this, Bruce, is what it looks like inside. Mine is very simple because it only controls heating. It had two wires labeled. You can see on there W and R. So, and there's the closer look at what these wires are. So I took everything apart, and then the Nest thermostat gives you a label kit. So you can label which wire was which I thought was fantastic.
Wow.
So I was ready to go, and this is the old wallpaper Carol was afraid of.
So, Steve, I have a question for you. In your home, do you have a single zone heating, or do you have two zones?
Single zone.
Okay, so it's easy. I wonder how that would work if you would need two devices. If you had for instance, an upstairs and a downstairs.
Yeah, if you had two thermostats, you would probably put one on each.
Right.
So I put the mounting kit on, and then made sure where it was going to go, and you can see the work I'm going to have to do later.
And does it remote? You can control it also from your phone. Is that right? You have
you can control it from your phone. It has a Nest web app, and then also on the web. I mean, a Nest iPhone app that I have, and then on the web. Right. So the labels, it was W and R, so I just pushed them in, and you stick the Nest right on the device. Bruce, just like that.
When you flip
so they just plug into those little slots. You just got to stick them in, and that's it.
Yeah.
When you flip the on button, did it function?
Well, yeah. So I put the Nest on and then turned the power to the house on, and it came up and it said this whole like little pretty welcome kind of thing. And then it said this was the second screen, what language. So I just told it English, and then I hooked it up to my Skynet. That's my Wi-Fi. It's called Skynet. and then it was all set up. Really, it was very simple. And then there was a picture of what it looks like on the web to control it.
And does this device sort of look at what you do? Like it has some intelligence to it. So as it sees you turn up and down, it sort of figures out your pattern, and then it does it itself, right?
Yeah, that's the whole point of the thing. Yep. And so there it is back on the wall, and then I painted the wall, and there it is looking pretty sharp. And it's connected to the web, so you can turn the dial, and it gives you what the temperature is outside, and it gives you the humidity inside, and it's really smart. So there's my little show and tell. I actually enjoyed doing it that way.
And what does it cost? Do they just give it to you, or is there a cost?
Comcast just gave it to me, and let me just take a quick look to make sure I get the right price. $249.
And the service, the interconnection service, and everything is free.
Yep. So if people want to go find that review, just go to offonatangent.com. That's my blog, and you can read it. And then there's a link to it, and there's a link. They have nice how-to videos. They show you how to install it and the how-to guide. Right. It was really a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
I think my brother-in-law uses it in his house, and they like it a lot too. They've been very pleased with it. And that's pretty good. And how is it? And they also make the same technology or similar for the door hammers and all that stuff. It's the same company, right? That makes the
Nest has the camera.
Yeah.
Like they can watch while you're away.
I want a front door where you can click it, where you can, like your car. Can we have front doors like that too?
You can have that. I've seen that.
Yep.
I think that would be good. You just click open the door.
A friend of mine at work actually has that, and he has a camera out in front of his door. So if he's expecting something for somebody to do some home repair and he trusts them to go into the house while he's at work, he can actually they ring the bell, he gets notified, he clicks the button to unlock the door, they go in, take care of their business. And
the camera should have facial recognition, so you wouldn't even need a key. You could just walk up to the door, it sees, oh, this is Bruce. Click.
They're probably going to have that.
Just walk.
Bobby says she has an even older thermostat, so that's funny.
Yeah, mine's older. Mine's the dial. I have the dial one.
Oh,
that's the kind I have.
Tim says, is that the Nest second generation? So it's the Nest third generation.
Wow.
And I read they improved it, and the image of it looks better than it used to. It looks fantastic.
Very cool stuff.
Do we have anybody that wants to join in, or should we move to Bruce?
Anybody in the live chat that would like to join, feel free and come in. Well, Bobby's going to stay on the outside. I'll go. So with all these online live streaming apps and programs and things that are available, such as Blab, there's so many different platforms that you can share your content, whether or not you do tutorials or shows of different types, interviewing shows, or just sharing where you are in the world as a cool place. Blab has been very cool and very easy to use, but we don't own these platforms. And I was thinking and having conversations with other friends of mine here on Blab that because we don't own these, the people of these platforms, of course, can do what they need to do to sustain it and to keep it alive and to make it work and take it into whatever direction they want. And it may or may not suit your particular need. So even though I created a short list of about 15 different live streaming apps. I'm sure there's a lot more, but just let me run down through the list. And you have to pick which one works for you in different situations. Most of them work on the computer. Some of them work on a pocket device. Some are iOS and some are Android and some are both. So you need to pick and choose to find out which one you use. And just let me go down through the list real quick, just to name off a few. Of course, there's Blab. There's Periscope. Meerkat, I'm not sure if it's still around. I haven't played with that so much lately. There's something called StringWire. There's Fire Talk, which is, I'm hearing a lot of buzz about Fire Talk, which is very similar to Blab, but it's only 2 seats with a chat on the side. And that's available online and from your pocket device. So that one I'm interested in and actually signed up for an account on that one. There's something called Stream Up. Of course, Snapchat, which is not really a live video, but it is a broadcasting app where you can share your pictures and video clips. Of course, there's YouTube Live, which is pretty much iOS as I understand it right now. But on Android, there's something called Live on 5, which connects to it and connects to YouTube and lets you stream Live on 5 directly to your YouTube channel. Of course, there's Facebook Live. Live stream, Ustream. There's something called YouNow, which is also getting a lot of buzz. There's something called YouLive Now, which is different than YouNow, so don't get them confused. They're 2 separate applications, but work similarly. Of course, Wirecast, Twitch, and we were just talking about Zoom, which has actually been out for a couple years now. And if you're the type of person that enjoys sharing content in streaming live or sitting in a hangout, as it were, like this, and having a conversation with your friends in person in a live video chat, or off onto the side with the live chat window, bringing in some of those comments into your commentary, Blab is still pretty powerful for me, even though it was mentioned a couple weeks ago that Blab doesn't really want to support podcasts and broadcasts moving forward. They want it to be more of a community space where people can have conversations, kind of like we're doing now. But we don't know if the record feature is going to stay or go away. So that's kind of up in the air right now. And but I like it because it's very easy. You just grab the URL, send it to a friend, and they can join this particular Blab as we speak. It's a very simple, easy, robust application, including the screen sharing feature that Steve demonstrated a few minutes ago in his conversation, in his presentation. So it's very cool. And that's pretty much it.
That's awesome. That's interesting. I tried the StringWire for a while, which I think was NBC, where high quality sharing of video, like from the field, like news reports.
Right.
And when you get on there, you're allowing any of the NBC affiliate stations to use your footage of that thing you shared with attribution. Right. So I was trying that for a little while.
Yeah, I played with that also. When I visited Ohio, I visited the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right.
And there's so many of these applications available. The hardest choice I had to make, okay, I'm here at a pretty cool place.
Yeah.
Which application do I want to use to share that content? So I did little clips from 2 or 3 different ones. And of course, you know, Steve, you and I've had this conversation in the past. Even though live streaming is pretty cool in a lot of cases, when do you make that choice to be live, and when do you make that choice to record it and share it later? Because, of course, if you're just doing a recording, you can do some of that post-production work if you choose to, possibly share a slightly higher quality video with openings and closings and added content and things like that to help tell that story a little bit better. So how do you, Steve, make that choice when you choose to go live versus recording?
For me, it's kind of ease of use kind of thing. If I hit record and go live and then hit stop and I'm doing it on Facebook Live, there's no more work involved, and I know my video's archived and I can go on to the next thing. So a lot of times I'll just do it that way. There's no more steps involved after.
Mm-hmm. But to that point, as cool as it is, because repurposing is big. I enjoy repurposing, whether it be Snapchat, whether it be Facebook Live, whether it be YouTube, whatever the case is, whether it be natively recorded live, not live, but just natively recorded video. You're dealing with all these different video format sizes.
Right.
For instance, YouTube Live is square, Snapchat is vertical, YouTube Live is horizontal. So you have to think about those things in advance of whatever you're broadcasting and sharing if you're going to do anything in post-production
right,
to try to help marry all that together. So
do we have any sense, question here, do we have any sense of more of the live, the live streaming coming from phone or from desktop? Like most, I think Blab users are using their desktop. Everything is sort of moving towards the phone,
right?
But because of extra bandwidth and just more capabilities, Blab on desktop is powerful.
I've seen a lot of people on mobile, particularly iOS, because that's where Blab is available right now, doing things mobilely. Because as you're traveling, to Steve's point, using some of these other applications, you basically, everybody is a reporter in the street if you choose to report on something interesting, something catastrophic, something exciting, something, world traveled, as you mentioned, Bruce, that you're going to be traveling across the country during the summer. So you're not going to be doing it from your laptop necessarily, not unless you're going out with a MiFi type of device that you can connect your laptop in, but it's a little bit hiking through the woods or the mountains of Colorado, or the scenes that you're going to be seeing in various locations. With that, it's so much easier to take your smartphone, your pocket device, or even an iPad as an example, and do that with a nice connection.
Well, that's what I was just intrigued by what you were saying on the string wire. Is it part of NBC or associated with it? I was just thinking here is I'm going to be doing some stuff with my local cable station, but then thought, well, if the string wire is associated to other stations, then why don't I just do more broadcasting through those to sort of see where that goes.
They take all your stuff for free.
Yeah, it might be okay just to gain a presence, just to sort of say, here's who I am. And
NBC, yep.
Yep, it is.
It is.
So you could kind of just gain awareness. You might be just a way of building awareness, on a new path of being a reporter from the street, of just, if I'm going to push it out there, push it out on something where people can actually use it and see if somebody picks it up and grabs it.
That would be fun to play with. They also had a thing where when I was active on it, they feature certain people's videos each day, and I was getting featured because I did some stuff from the Boston Marathon. I was there and did that, and so they featured that. And Bruce, back to your point, when it's like a one-shot thing, or I'm somewhere and I'm streaming moments or an event, the live is good to start, stop, capture, and then I'm done. Right. But if I want to do a more, professional piece where I shoot different videos and want to edit it together and spend more time, then, I wouldn't do it live.
Right.
I might do it live while I'm there. Hey, here I am, blah, blah, blah. Here's a quick look at where I am. But then spend some time, shooting. I guess I would say kind of like I used to, because it's fun to do that kind of thing. I still enjoy it, but it's more work.
It is. And in addition to that, not only the video, whether or not you're live streaming or whether or not you're just recording to your device to repurpose it later, with some post-production work, you always have to remember the basics, holding the camera steady, good audio, whether or not you're in position of using the pocket device in that way, or the camera in that way, or you're using an external plug-in type microphone, because they make so many different microphones now that will plug into both your iPhone and your Android phone, to make you sound a little bit better. And Bruce, you may want to think about that if you don't already have one for your cross-country trip, to have a The iRig makes a nice phone that Steve shared with us in the past that plugs right into your iOS and gives you a nice high quality digital.
And the friends of mine who are doing things, they're using that same microphone, the
Yeah.
iRig. That seems to be the mic that a lot of people like a lot.
When I was at South by Southwest this year, there was an app that I found and used for the iPhone called Knowme, Knowme. And what that lets you do is you go about your normal day capturing photos and videos, and then you open up the Knowme app, and it lets you have a voiceover of your day. So
really,
you put your finger on what would be your opening shot, and you say, "Hey, this is Steve Garfield. Here we are in Austin, Texas. Let me show you where I ate." And you take your finger off, and that clip's done. Then you go to your photo album, and you pick your next place, and you push your finger down, and you say, "And here's the barbecue place we went to." You take your finger off, put your finger on like the sandwich, and there the sandwiches were really great. And then when you're done, it's a edited together video, and all you do is stick your finger on your content. So that was like a fantastic user interface.
Yeah, it's just stills that you use.
No, and video.
Oh, you can. So if you have a little clip of video, do the.
Yeah.
So when you do it on the video, Steve, does it voice over on top of the audio that may be in that video clip, or does it replace it?
I don't remember. I think it might do a voice over of what's there. I think you might even be able to adjust the levels.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
I don't remember having a problem with that.
Okay.
And then does it upload it to YouTube or wherever you want to go?
It uploads it to their site, Knowme.
Very cool. Alicia, thanks for joining the room. Nice to see you.
What's that?
Alicia just joined.
Oh, okay. I think Bobby wanted to be next. Bobby, you ready?
I got her.
Oh, there she is.
So this coming week is Mass Innovation Nights. We're going to be at Bullhorn in Boston. So if you guys are interested in dropping by, I almost feel like now for something completely different. So not to be a downer, but this week I lost one of the people that I've worked with over the last few months. He was a sole proprietor who sadly left us on Friday morning completely unexpectedly. And it was, I mean, number one, super nice guy, fantastic at what he did. I was lucky. I've worked with him for the past 2 months. And my sincere condolences go out to his family and friends. But it made me start to really think about the fact that so many of us are, working in the gig economy and are sole proprietors or are just, working alone. And, right now, after a reasonable period of time, I'm going to have to go and approach his family and try and get access to the stuff that related to my business. And I just wanted to, kind of get that in everybody's heads, especially if you are freelancing or working for yourself or working with a number of clients. I mean, one of the things that I do is I use a tool called LastPass, which kind of follows me around and gives me access to all the websites, all my files, everything like that. And my family has the key to that LastPass. So if anything happened to me, they would be able to get information to my clients.
Wow.
So not as I said, not to be a complete downer, but just something I think for people to think about.
Is it a phone and desktop?
You can have it on a mobile device as well as I spend a lot of time on my desktop. I now have a very, very light laptop that I take with me. It's a one step removed, I think, from a notebook, but it's very light. It's a solid state machine, and I take it with me everywhere I go. But it does. They also do have a mobile app for LastPass. So that was just all I had to add today.
Interesting.
It's like Carbonite. I use Carbonite to back up my files, but this backs up.
Backup, yep.
Backs
I have backup as well.
Yeah.
So we do have everything backed up, and around December we actually moved to being a Microsoft Office 365 shop. So we have, as a business, and I'm not a sole proprietor to a certain extent. I mean, I have employees, I have people that work for me. So there's overall about 10 people that work in my various businesses. So we now have a common place in the cloud where things are stored. But at the same time, a lot of clients, this one's on Dropbox, this one's on Box, this one's on Google Docs. So there are things that are kind of spread around all over the place that, you still will need access to if I get hit by a bus. Steve's like, thanks, Bobby.
Well, no, we think about it because we're going on this trip, and so we're going to have somebody who has access to passwords and all that stuff, so that they could get in. If we're on the remote somewhere where something happened, they need to get into the bank account. Somebody else has that access. So, yeah, no, it's a pretty, especially in this life where we're connected to so many different things virtually. I've moved. Part of the effort of this last couple of weeks is moving all my billing online. I've still been writing checks, so it's.
Oh my God.
I just never got to it. It's just, so now I've moved all that stuff.
Yeah.
To it.
My team all uses FreshBooks for tracking hours and billing and invoicing, and we have Bank of America for bill pay. So everything is pretty much virtual. I don't even have checks for any of my businesses. Although every once in a while you want one, you want to just be able to kind of whip out the checkbook and write a check. But I guess that's what we have Square for, or PayPal. So anyway, all right. I'm going to bug out now. And
right. Thanks for joining us, Bobby. I'm sorry for your loss there.
Talk to you later.
What is the checkbook? Huh.
So, Alicia, let me know when you're ready in the chat to come in. I'm excited to see you. And hi, Pat. Thanks for joining. It's nice to see you here. Pat's a friend of mine that I met here on Blab, guys, that is from the East Coast down in the southern state. I can't remember which state, Pat, off the top of my head. Isn't that terrible? But if you'd like to jump in and say hi, this is virtual from Chicago, right? We have a caller coming in. Timothy.
From New Zealand.
Yeah, Timothy is coming. He's pulsing.
That's why it's taking a while.
Connection. Yeah, he's
long ways
he's so far away.
Come on, Timothy.
You can do it. You can do it.
You're there.
Not yet.
Oh.
Well, try
to go around the edge of the world. Get the satellites it's bouncing off of as it works its way around, or the cables.
Maybe what you want to do, Tim, is just refresh and then try again in a minute. Alicia, would you like to join us for a moment? Are you ready now? Okay, come on in. Here comes our friend, longtime friend, Alicia. Hey, there's that. She is.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good
How you
morning.
feeling? How's your foot?
Oh, the foot's okay. The knee hurts a little more, honestly. So for those of you that don't know, I recently realized that I don't know how to walk downstairs. I like falling down them better. So I missed a couple of steps and I rolled my right foot and I scraped a good chunk of skin off my left knee. So I'm recovering from that, but I went to be seen and the doctor decided that my heart rate was too high and I've been tachycardic all week. So they want me to do nothing and until they figure out why my heart rate is so high. And My
Maybe
God,
because you fell down a flight of stairs and had to go to the doctor.
Well, that's what I said. I was like, what do you mean? And I guess the last couple of times I've been to the doctor's office, it's been high. And they're like, we don't like how high this is. You need to be seen by a cardiologist.
Wow.
So this is, I guess, my third visit to the doctor that my resting heart rate was at like 123.
Ooh.
So they said,
Pretty high.
Yeah, they're like, you're on your way to a heart attack and you're 30. And I'm learning how to take it easy. So that's been interesting because for those of you that know me, I'm everywhere all the time doing a million things, and this has been the hardest thing, is figuring out.
Are they testing for sleep apnea? That's one of the causes that causes heart rates to go crazy like that.
I'm probably going to be tested for it. So they did a first round of tests this week. Magnesium, thyroid. They did, they said it could be clots in my lungs. Sleep apnea came up. So I'm going probably for a second round of tests this upcoming week. So we'll see.
No.
It's interesting. But
sure
for
you'll be
fun
fine.
stuff, let me tell you about the fun stuff that I'm doing, or that I'm going to figure out how to do. I'm going to Geek Girl camp. I'm going to San Diego. I'm not canceling my San Diego trip, but I told them that I'm doing less classes and I'm going to sit on a beach for the rest of the time I'm out in San Diego. But we're doing Geek Girl San Diego.
Nice.
And then we made a really awesome 48-hour film project this year. It's called The Midnight Rebel. We don't know if we've won anything yet. We'll know on June 16th. But I'm really, really proud of this film, and I can't wait to show all of you. So after that screening, I'll be putting it online. But we're using that film as proof of product for a feature-length film that I want to put together for 2017-2018. So I'm going to take on a feature-length film, but I got time. Whatever. But it's really exciting, and it's a really good story, and I'm trying to focus on that as, like, you know, this is a good, happy place, and trying to delegate the other things. And it's funny that Bobby brings up the what I call the if I get hit by a truck scenario. Because we do function as being little institutions of knowledge for the projects that we're on. But I wanted to share that even in my quote unquote day job at the radio station, I don't have a backup. So I'm the only person that does what I do. So I have been writing and I have titled it Hit by a Truck Plan. Because shit happens, right?
It does.
And
Well,
I'm just a traffic coordinator, and I'm just a traffic coordinator figured out, but still.
Can you do the show remotely?
Say it again?
Can you do the show remotely?
I can't do my show remotely. I can do my traffic coordinating remotely. Mm-hmm. So this morning, I had somebody fill in for me today, and I'll have somebody fill in for me a couple times if I need to not be on the radio.
All the time, I said sometime I'm going to have to take a ride down to the Cape just so I can come in there and be a shadow and watch a broadcast live. Maybe I come down with my son or something, and that would be
anytime.
I should have done it during the off season. Now that we're in the season, of course, it's going to be a slightly more difficult ride.
It'll be a little harder ride for you, but luckily I'm on Sundays. It's a little better, and there's parking where I am, so you'll have a parking spot.
Nice.
But you guys are my coffee this morning. I slept in. And part of my relaxing regiment. And Scott is kicking. Yeah, right. Scott is kicking around here doing laundry. So, I'll tell you what Scott is up to, because what he's doing is really exciting.
Really?
He just came back. Luckily, he came back the day I fell down the stairs, the day after I fell down the stairs. He's been in New York filming a German soap opera. And the name of the series is called Katie Ford, and I think it's Jord, Katie Ford. But they're filming in New York for 2 months, so he goes back for another month to film down there, and then they come up to Danvers. And this is a German soap opera that they've was based on some novels, and they just keep filming them, and they come to the United States to film them here in New England and in New York. And it's kind of neat, and it's a great crew, and he's learning German. So.
Wow.
Huh. What part of the Danvers? Is that like outdoor part, or like in the woods, or they
have like little small town stuff that they shoot there. So the books that they're based on all take place in New York. It's kind of like a shoot off of Sex and the City sort of vibe. So they do a lot of the exteriors and the city stuff there, and then they'll bring some of the small town stuff to I think it's Danvers or whatever. Yeah, you're right in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool stuff.
Yeah.
You're still having fun.
I'm still
one of my sisters lives in just north of San Francisco, and there's a Japanese company. You know, the Adam Walsh show, the America's Most Wanted. There's a Japanese version of that, and they come and they use her garage sometimes and her house to stage murders in. So there'll be like bodies lying in there and stuff. And it's the same crime reenactment stuff that, you know, like America's Most Wanted is just a Japanese version of it. So there'll be these Japanese people, and they go around and tell the neighbors that don't worry about the body lying and the screaming and the stuff going on in the driveway.
No. It's okay, guys. We're just filming. It's not real.
We're not killing anybody. So yeah, that's a cool thing.
Movie magic. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, Bruce, I love your setup, by the way.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Well, you got the BG in the background, and I was just digging your setup. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Well, thank you.
I'm in the living room.
Thank you very much. And then, Alicia, just for you, we can do stuff like this. Let me set up for a minute.
Oh boy.
We could do stuff. We could do stuff like this, right?
Is Tim getting in there? Oh, there he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alicia Orsini, live and up close.
That's pretty good. I love that, Bruce. Oh, and hey, Timothy's
Tim
here.
made it in from New Zealand.
Hear me okay?
Bye-bye.
All right, thanks for jumping in. Feel better, okay? Keep us up to date what's going on.
I will. Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye.
There's my real time up in the top there.
So it's tomorrow.
Yeah, you Sunday, are you, or Saturday?
For Sunday.
Sunday. All right.
Sunday, 11
It's Monday. It's public holiday for us today.
Mm-hmm.
So are you in North Island or South Island? Where are you at?
I'm in South Island.
Okay.
And South Canterbury.
Cool.
Very cool for jumping into our first virtual Boston Media Makers live stream from New Zealand. So nice to see you.
So tell us a little bit about what's going on media-wise in New Zealand.
Haven't really got into it. This is just my first few weeks of getting into like the personal broadcasting side of things.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't really seen many New Zealand bloggers, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
There are a lot of Australian ones, but I don't know about how many New Zealand ones.
Do you know?
Yeah, I think it's it's still new here, so not many people know about Blab. So
okay,
when I talk to my friends online, I go, "Oh, you should check out Blab," and they go, "What's Blab?"
Yeah, we were talking about there's so many new live streaming apps available that Blab is the one that a lot of people really enjoy. So it's fun.
I like Blab. I've got it set up now so I can play music through the internal speaker with. Have you heard of Voice Master?
I haven't.
No.
It's a open source program. It's totally free. You can pay a donation if you like it, and basically reroutes all your inputs and like your mics, different mics, Skype, all that kind of thing through different channels, so you can mix the different channels.
Cool.
That's pretty cool. Hope I don't get into trouble for rebroadcasting music on Spotify.
Yeah, you got to be careful when you do that.
I didn't say that.
So you're in a foreign country, far, far away. That's a long ways to go to chase you. So do you do other media stuff, or you just have an interest in it?
I have an interest in like I call it personal broadcasting. That's basically what it is. But so I'm getting into that. So I'm hoping to do different bits and pieces of different topics. And one of them is doing online web training and things like that. So teaching people how to do WordPress sites and all that kind of carry on. So I think that'd be quite a good venue for that kind of thing.
Well, it sounds like you're having a good time from the other side of the world.
Yeah. I do web design and graphic design as my main sort of freelance income sort of thing. So, yeah.
I've done that for a long, long time. Freelance designer. So, and then products and different kinds of things. So, yeah, no, it's a great medium to do that in. So,
yep.
Very cool.
Hey, Mike, if you'd like to jump in, feel free and jump in the seat. Love to see you. It's been a while.
I've had 2 of these this morning of coffee.
Well, it's very cool to see you, to meet you. And if anybody else in the live chat would like to grab a seat, feel free. Steve jumped out just for a moment. He took a phone call. Yeah, we have a guest coming in. Let's
Have you got any tips on how to look at the camera, like when you're in a Blab or something like that? Because I find that very hard to get used to.
To lock the camera? I don't know what you mean.
When you're looking at the camera, like if you go like this or like that.
You got to get used to looking at the camera when you're presenting and so forth. So
takes a while.
Yeah, it does. Well, Tim, thanks for joining. I have my friend Candy just joined us. Now, Candy's a friend of mine joining us from Tokyo.
Yep, all the way from Tokyo in Sunday
How you doing,
morning.
Candy? Nice to see you like always.
Hi, boss. Good. There you go. As many people who knows who it's always a boss. It's good. It's good. Everything is fine, as you know. I just heard that you have the 15th list of your live streaming apps, just like me. I'm testing out the waters. There's an upcoming event in Tokyo, which is by Fire Talk.
Yep, Fire Talk's getting a lot of buzz.
Yeah, I've already
like it.
Yeah, I've already scheduled it. It's in Fire Talk right now. The Louis Vuitton is in Tokyo, and I'm doing that. I'm covering that event, which is cool. And Meerkat right now is dying, so everybody is jumping into one platform.
Yeah, I think over the next couple years, we're going to see a lot of new apps come and go as people try to find their space. Okay, Michael, nice to see you. Nice to see you, Bobby, as always.
Yeah, and then there is the Twitch is for kids, for gamers and everybody, just like Stream App. There's a lot of for gamings, and it's not even for live streaming. I can say it's for gamers. I like more the YouTube Live app, which is more engageable and more audience you can get because it's straight on, G Plus and direct. How will I speak with these live streaming apps? Oh my goodness!
I know. Well, you've never had a problem with speaking, so.
No.
In many languages.
I know. You know that, boss. You know that. I'm always mobile. I know you. I'm always mobile. That's why I'm always with my my Wi-Fi too.
So Bruce, Candy is always mobile, right? So when I visit Tokyo, we'll go out and she'll take me sightseeing of many different places. And the way she does it, because Bruce Jones Candy is going to be going on a cross-country trip this coming summer.
Okay.
So what she does is she actually has a portable Wi-Fi device, right?
Yeah. Okay.
That becomes her personal hotspot. And then she can connect any device she wants to it. So when I'm with her as we're out and about, because for me, what I do is when I land in Japan, the first thing I do is I buy a Japanese SIM card, like a 3 gigabyte SIM card. That way I'm not roaming anything else and I'm connected. Everything works except for my phone and text messaging, right? But I can use all the apps on Wi-Fi. So I use her Wi-Fi spot, and I have a very pristine connection because she and I are the only two people on it. And we've broadcasted from the Tokyo Tower, from the Skytree Tower, from the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week. We were the only two broadcasting that. There was a lot of media there. We had VIP press passes, and we were the only two actually broadcasting live from that event on different platforms. So that's an option that if you choose to, you can get a plan, and that way you can connect your phone, your iPad, your laptop, whatever you want to it, depending on where you are and what you want to do. Just a thought.
Well, I know, like Verizon. I know somebody that has like the Verizon little thing. It's about that big, right? It's a little black box, and it's like $50 a month or something, and it gives you a hotspot. And
it may be worthwhile looking into. I'm not that familiar with it. I don't know if you can rent it. I would think so. You can rent it by the month, so you take out a 3-month plan or a 4-month plan type of thing, and you have your connection, right?
For sure.
So that you would buy
okay.
that way, as opposed to doing it through the hotspot feature in the phone. That it's
well,
more
you could use that as well, but let's say you're out and about and you come across a friend or another family member that you happen to be with, and you both want to, let's say, get multiple shots in different areas at the same time, depending on the connection that you have. It's just another option,
Right.
I mean, if you're going totally mobile, you have to have a backup or something like that, or else, just referring to all those towers. No, you cannot do that. It slows down the process, and it's one thing. It's laggy, and it's choppy, and you cannot get the right broadcast you want to do, especially when the towers are few, and you're by those cities that you are in. So better have an option and then go mobile, a stable one, then go. That's it.
So the other thing you can do is, since you're traveling in the United States, that you can try it on your phone. You can try the hotspot on your phone. If it works for you, you're all good. If it doesn't work so good, then you can just go to any Verizon store in the country and get connected if you chose to. Right?
What are you using for the recharging? Carrying a battery backup stuff.
I have my charger, 10,000 mAh, which is good for the tablet and if you're an iPhone or iOS. 4,500 mAh will be great. It charges you 4 times full. Select the 4,000 up, not 4,000 down, because why? Yes, because why it slows the process and it's not working good. So I'm always having 3 kinds of chargers with me, so I can charge my iPad. Honestly,
I know it's
the boss knows it. He knows he knows my bag, what it is. He saw it.
Is there a brand that you like?
No.
What in America, I don't know if they sell it overseas or not. What candy is, but what I like, Bruce, is something called Mophie Juice Pack.
Oh, that's it.
MOPHIE, and I have a small one and I have a large one. I recommend the large one. Right, the large one is about $100, just over $100. But what it does, and I can't remember the milliamp hours that it has, but it's a large pack. It's the size of the phone, but it's about twice the thickness.
I think it's 10,000.
It has two USB output ports, and with the amount of milliamp hours available in that battery, I can charge my phone 3 times.
Good.
So if you're out and about, you have the full charge in your phone plus potentially a recharge in that device 3 more times, so you really would never run out of power during a day. You know.
And what was that? How did it? What was the word in front of juice? Was it MOPIE?
MOPH.
MOPH.
IE.
The more juice you have, the more broadcast you have.
Best Buy sells them for
Best Buy sells them
on sale. You know, I'm looking at one now. It's $103. I think I paid $105 or $110 for mine. You can get it for $97 at times, but check out Best Buy. It's real easy. The only thing is, Bruce, is that you have to use your phone charging cord. All right, the USB plugs into the device, and then the other end plugs into your phone, like always. But to recharge the device, you also use your phone charger. So what I did is I picked up a second charger. It uses a phone charger, so I just picked up a second phone charger. So at night I can recharge the battery and my phone simultaneously.
Yeah, it's always.
So they have one that's they have one that's like the Mophie Power Station 12,000 on the Juice Pack.
Yeah, that's great.
100.
The more juice you have, the more broadcast you can do.
The more juice you have, okay.
And
they're not the difference in price isn't that much between the higher and the lower. So
right. The thing is that big one's a little bit heavy in your pocket over time. But, if you're carrying a small backpack with you or something like that, you can throw a small tripod, a selfie stick, the juice pack. The smaller one is nice, but you can usually only get about a single charge out of it, but it fits nicely in your pocket for if you just needed a little bit of a backup. But if you're out and about like you're planning on doing, I would suggest a big one.
Yeah.
My personal opinion.
Partially hotel and partially camping. So we're always going to be in a hotel somewhere at some point, and then this.
And then the other thing, of course, you want to get a car charger as well. So when you're out and about driving to those locations, you can always plug in. And in both of those devices, your cell phone and the external battery pack will charge from your cigarette lighter.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay. And can you charge like a MacBook Air from either of these things?
Yeah, you can charge it. You can charge it. Actually, that's why I recommend you the higher ones, not the lower ones.
I've never tried to do that. But
for me, I won't recommend it. Don't.
Because I'm sure it's slow. You're charging a big battery with a big battery,
Yeah, that's the boss says. Well,
but you.
And what's the normal time it takes to charge?
It takes a while. The recharge, it's a slow trickle charge. It'll take hours. For that big one.
The big one. Yeah.
I usually plug them in overnight.
How long does it take to charge a phone, though? It doesn't take a charge.
What I do, Bruce, if I'm out and about thinking that I'm going to be using a lot of battery, I won't wait till the phone is low. I'll plug it in right away to try to keep the phone fully charged as I'm using it. All right? And that way, when you're finished, you just unplug the battery and you have almost a full phone still available.
Right. And you're not using the phone at that moment, so you're just charging. Okay.
Right. And of course, if the phone is off and you want to recharge it, it'll charge a lot faster than if you are charging it using the battery at the same time.
Oh, by the way, if you're using iOS and then you're charging, put that in your airplane mode. It's it's charged faster. And if you're in iOS, if you're Android, cut off your Wi-Fi and it's much more better. It's faster. So Android users, this is a good tip for you, okay? That's what I'm going to say about this.
Oh, good. Okay, excellent. And over.
So we'll see you guys, and we'll see you by the Fire Talk with the Mercedes-Benz in a few weeks. We'll see you, and Steve Garfield is in the house right back again.
I'll see you soon, Andy. Thanks for joining.
See you soon.
Hello and goodbye.
And hello and goodbye. Yes, Steve.
All right. Well, that was fun, Steve. I think it was pretty successful first virtual Boston Media Makers. We had some interesting people join us from around the world and had some nice conversation.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it worked great. I think that we didn't really have to spend any time teaching people how to use the platform like on other platforms where everyone's like, how do I do it? How do I do it? Why can I hear you? Why is the mic? It's usually a nightmare, and this was really straightforward. So I like that. and it was very clear and fun. I liked it.
It was. Do you think we'll do it again next month or try to? Now, that's going to be around the 4th of July holiday weekend, so maybe we could talk offline and see what our schedule is going to be, and if we do it. I'm sure we'll do it again sometime during the summer, but we have to think about next month.
Yeah. And so for people who are new and just want more information on Boston Media Makers, they can go to bostonmediamakers.com. And thanks, everyone, for watching, and thanks for participating.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Smile big.
Thanks, bye.